Of my colleague and friend's amendment, ranking member of the subcommittee, Mr. Cole. I'm speaking today in support of life, and I'm speaking today in support of taxpayers, not only from Iowa, but from across the country, who do not want to fund elective abortions with their paychecks. Since 1976, the Hyde Amendment has enjoyed broad bipartisan support, and that's because the Hyde Amendment is based on the fundamental principle that we should all be able to agree on here. Americans should not have to fund abortion against their will or in violation of deeply held religious beliefs. Beyond that principle, Hyde saves lives. In fact, since its enactment, it has saved more than 2.5 million babies. Babies who deserve a chance. Babies who deserve to grow up, so perhaps one day they can run for Congress too. I'm a mom to 2 boys. Max and Jax are my entire world. I can't imagine my life without their smiles and laughter and their fun little jabs and gross boy jokes. The issue of life is personal to me as a mom, and the Hyde Amendment is personal to me as an American taxpayer. The bottom line here is that we should not be forcing Americans to fund abortions against their will. As members of the House Appropriations Committee, it is our job to stand up for American taxpayers and be accountable to them. It is their money. It is not the government's money. Nearly 60% of Americans oppose taxpayer funding of elected abortion, and these taxpayers have entrusted us with those hard-earned paychecks. So today, I ask you to stand with me in support of life. Let's stand with the overwhelming majority of our constituents and stand up for taxpayers by continuing to support the bipartisan provisions of this Hyde Amendment. And let's not forget right now, our constituents are sitting around their kitchen tables or at their coffee shops right now, looking at how they're going to buy groceries. How are they going to fill up their gas tanks? Struggling to make ends meet and pay the bills. How are they going to afford everyday necessities? And you want to tell American families right now who are struggling to make those ends meet, the millions of Americans who strongly oppose elective abortions, that the government is going to use their hard-earned tax dollars from their paychecks to pay for elective abortions that they don't support. It goes against who we are as Americans to force taxpayers to fund elective abortions against their will. So the Hyde Amendment is about respecting taxpayers, plain and simple. The Hyde Amendment is about respecting life. So please join me in doing the right thing for our constituents here today and for the countless numbers of unborn babies who will have a chance at life if we continue to protect the Hyde Amendment. I thank my good friend from Oklahoma, Mr. Cole, for his leadership on this issue, and I urge a yes vote. Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield back.
Ms. Franklin.